It is time to talk about Easter at church. And so, every year we speak about Easter, we speak about the cross and what Jesus did for us on the cross. And, I've been at this church for 25 years and we always feature the cross. Nothing wrong with the cross. Love the cross. Okay, don't love the cross. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with the cross. But this year, I just wanted to do something different, something that would catch people's eyes, something that would make an impression as soon as you walk in the building. And so I've come across some things on my Pinterest and things that I thought were really cool. And then I saw images like this and I saw images like this. And I was like, ooh, that would be pretty cool. In our sanctuary, on our stage, I think that would be a really impactful image for when you walk into the sanctuary. And so I started looking around, I started looking for some videos about how to do it, and I came across a couple things, and a lot of people were using pool noodles as an idea. And so I started looking around and thought about, okay, how can I do this? And so I've had some experience working with craft paper, and so I didn't want to texturize it. I didn't want to like paint stuff on it or mold stuff onto it and try to make it look all rough and rugged, and then I would have to paint it as well. So how can I make it look like a branch or a twig without having to do all of that work and keeping costs down as well? And so I've had experience with craft paper, doing the waterfalls in the past and doing the tomb a couple years ago for Easter. That was kind of the direction I wanted to go. And so because of my familiarity with that, and because I've also used what I would call chicken wire, and it's flexible, you can bend it and shape it. I thought, hey, maybe if I used both of these, that would get that job done nice and easy. So we're going to walk through that process and see how we can make these things look like this thing. Let's go. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're taking this chicken wire, whatever you want to call it, and we're rolling it up. It was once looked like this, but now it looks like this. I've folded it in half and now in half again, so in quarters, I guess. And the idea is that we're then going to roll this up, and then we're going to wrap it in this craft paper, and hopefully that looks like some kind of twig or vine that's wrapped around once we put it in a circle. So let's see how it goes. Now that we rolled it up, this is what it looks like. Don't need the clamps anymore because the chicken wire is flexible and moldable. So we got a big, long roll up of wire. Now we're gonna wrap it in craft paper. Should have just brought a knife. Should have just brought a knife. Yeah. I am so stutter over here. Why is this making me sweat? Lord. All right, I know what you're thinking. How do you get this extremely smooth and nice and crisp looking paper to look all rough and look like a twig or a branch from a thorn bush or from a vine? It's actually really complicated. It takes a lot of time, and it doesn't always work out the same every single time, but that's okay. So let me just show you the process I use, and hopefully I can do this correctly, and hopefully I didn't just waste a whole bunch of material. Let's check it out. Ah! For the love of... Now it's not smooth anymore. Why did that make me so tired? Fully sweating. Okay, so we've got the paper looking rough, and I know that technique was very complicated and it's probably very hard to duplicate. I do not recommend dropping elbows onto your paper. You just crush it up the way you want, but we got it looking the way we want it to look. And so now we've got to wrap the chicken wire that we rolled up. Now we got to wrap that in paper and figure out how to get it to stay there so that it looks like a twig. Let's go. Here it is, 50 feet of one vine. 3 more to go. Okay, so let's hold on a second here. Before I start making 2, 3, 4 more branches to wrap around each other, I should probably figure out if I can get this thing off the ground first. So I'm thinking that I'm obviously gonna use some fishing line, which is my classic go-to, and some anchor points on all sides of the circle, but I want to be able to make sure that the chicken wire inside is structurally able to be lifted up in the air, because I have a bad feeling just from moving it around that it's not going to be strong enough, and I might need to put something inside of it. So let's get it up on stage first. Let's put it in a circle, see how big it is, and let's see if I can actually pick this thing up. All right, there's the first rung, I guess, of the circle for the crown of thorns. It's nice and big, it's great. So that's 50 feet, but it is definitely not strong enough to support itself. It's gonna need some sort of structure to be hung from the ceiling, so got to figure that part out. So right now I have all 4 anchor points. Again, we're just testing. Connected there, and it's one's going over there, one's going over there, and there's 4 points. So I just tried picking it up from the 4 anchor points that I've made. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have a little hook here in the middle. And I tried picking it up from there, but because it's only 4 corners, it's picking up and shaping it like a square. So it's deforming the shape of the circle. So what I'm gonna do is put a couple more anchor points on, and then hope I'll have 8 anchor points, and hopefully that picks it up as one uniform circle somewhat. Let's check it out. Okay, so 8 anchor points did basically nothing. Equally as unsuccessful. So right now there's nothing inside of this except the wire right there. So there's no rigidity in it whatsoever. So obviously that's causing the problem. So now I'm gonna have to figure out how to make it a little more rigid on the inside and stiffen it up so that it doesn't move so much when it lifts. Okay, so clearly I have a problem now. Chicken wire is not strong enough, not structurally able to be lifted. So I'm gonna have to play around with some ideas and come up with some thoughts. So I could use 2x4s in the middle and maybe make a circle out of that. I was thinking about PVC pipe. I was looking at pool noodles too, but with the size of the crown that I'm going to need to cover our stage, the amount of pool noodles that I'm going to need, and I don't have the time to do it. So what I'm thinking, or what I'm hoping, is that if I make this thing strictly out of paper, just out of craft paper, then maybe I can anchor it in enough places where I can lift it up and it's not sagging like how it was. But I mean, if the chicken wire wasn't stable, the paper is not going to be stable. So we're just going to have to try and make another twig without the chicken wire inside, just craft paper, and figure out how to connect it all together so it doesn't unravel. And then try and anchor it and get it up in the air. Let's see what we got. It's the best I can do right now. Let's see. Come on. Note to self, always make sure you have enough materials. I'm just trying to make a cool shot for the video, man. So we're just taking the long craft paper, and we're just grabbing it and just twisting it, rolling it on itself. And the more you do that, the rougher it gets and it starts to look all viney. So we're just rolling it up on itself to make the vines. Forearm workout is ridiculous. All right, so this version has nothing in it. It is just a rolled up long piece of paper, I don't know, like 40 feet. And then I don't know if you can see it on camera, which is great for there. You can see that. I have it wrapped in fishing line. So this is one long vine. Let's see what happens when we twist it up. All right, there it is in a circle. It looks pretty good. It definitely looks vine-ish, but we're gonna need some more. There's nothing inside of it. It's not structural, so it's just paper rolled on itself. So my hope is that once it's got 3 or 4 more in itself braided together, that it will have some kind of structure to it. So gotta make 3 more and see what happens. All right, there's 2 of them. 2 of the 4 or 5, I don't know how many I got to do. Now the question is, how will they look with a braid up? Let's braid them up and see what we got. All right, it does look good, but it looks a little too much like a braid or a twist, not like a natural vine. I'm assuming that when I put some more in there and weave them in, then it'll look more like a vine. So looks like I gotta keep making single vines to braid them in, and then we'll see how thick we can get this thing to look like a crown of thorns. All right, here's 3 branches twisted up, rolled together. It actually, I think, looks really good. Definitely looks like vines, and I haven't even painted it yet. It's brown paper, but I have some brown paint. Gonna put some black in there for shadows. So I still got some other things to wrap around it and make it look more vine-ish, plus the thorns. So let's continue on and see what we got. But so far, it's looking pretty good. How it's gonna hang, I have no idea. We'll have to try that now. Okay, so now I gotta get it up in the air. So the trick is always with stage design stuff at this point anyway, is how do I get this done by myself, how do I get it to be hidden so you don't see the hangers and still look effective? So I already knew from time I was going to use the fishing line on this project. And so now I've got to anchor it, get it up in the air, and see how many anchor points I'm going to need. I was assuming it's going to be 4. I doubt it's going to be 4, just judging by the last results. So I'm just going to have to get it up in the air, and let's see what we got to work with here, because I have a feeling it is not going to be good. I don't know why I expected the paper to be a little more rigid. I don't know, but obviously it's not working out. Sagging and drooping, and so it's connected to our screen. The screen rolls up. Obviously it's going to sag a lot, but I'm thinking if I put a couple more anchor points on there and connect them to the ceiling and stuff, it should work out. So I'm going to raise it up and start taking a go at it. Well, scaffolding needed to be set up. This is what it looks like. Not exactly a circle. It's also looking a little skinny. I wish it was thicker. Just got to keep going and adding to it and see once the thorns are in and everything. We'll see if that fills it out. Can't believe it actually worked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 anchor points, I think. Now the crown, now the thorns. Okay, so as I sit here and I go through the editing process of the video, it also seems, along with me not showing how the thorns were made, I also didn't talk much about how I connected the anchors or the fishing line to the crown and then anchored it to the wall or to the screen. And so let me just show you how I did that as well. This is going to be another separate video that I'm stitching in, so my apologies for that, but here's how I did the anchoring to the crown itself. Okay, so when it comes to anchoring these things to the ceiling or to the side walls or whatever, all our walls are white, so we have the advantage of putting in these anchors. These are drywall anchors, so there's different sizes. You can see the 2 sizes there. Each of them hold a different kind of weight, but even the smallest one is strong enough in our situation. I try not to hang the heavy things. If you're going really heavy, then you can obviously go with a super drywall anchor. These are toggle bolts, and they go right in, and according to the box it holds up to, in a 1/2 inch piece of drywall, it holds 265 pounds. So I mean, these bad boys, I mean, we use them for mounting TVs and things like that on drywall. So if you ever need it, that option is there too. But for us, we just drill these into the wall, and they're practically invisible after you're done. So what I use is this little kit that I got on Amazon. I'll show you what it is, but I don't know what the name of it is, or if I remember the link, or if I find it, I'll link it in the video. But these are the packages I have. So these are this is 100-pound fishing line, and it comes with these little boys that you clamp everything together with. Why did I say boys? They come with these little clampers, these little sleeves, I guess, and I'll show you that in a second, and that's how you tie everything together. So for this demonstration, I'll take out one. You're never gonna see that, but that's how small it is in my hand. We take our fishing line, and this little thing has little holes in it. You can't see that, it's probably not. So the first thing you do is you put the fishing line in. So there you see it on the fishing line. You're gonna take your fishing line, go around your object of desired hanging, in this case anyway, and then you want to put it back in through the hole. So now you've got two pieces of fishing line in the hole, and then what you want to do is you want to clamp it shut. So you're going to take pliers, you're going to grab that little metal sleeve there, and you just give it a good squeeze. I like to squeeze it flat straight on, and then turn my pliers and clamp it again to give it an extra grip on there. So then now you have the fishing line connected And that's how you anchor it. Even in this video, you can see it's almost invisible. So from a distance, you can't see that. Then what happens is you take your other line, the way I do it anyway. So obviously for demonstrations, I'm just gonna cut it here. I would create the same loop and connect it to this eye bolt, this eye screw item here. See that? So then you would loop that in there, and you'd be surprised at how well this thing ties together. So when the fishing line, if you just put a regular loop in it and tie it off, it does tie pretty well and it does stay pretty well. But I would prefer to put it in a bow. In this case, I'm just gonna knot it because I don't need to unloosen it again. So you put it in a bow just so you can continue accessing it. If you need to adjust, you can undo the bow, but there's the screw. And then so this piece will be in the drywall where you need it. You just screw that in there. And now that's in the drywall. And now you've got anchors for everything you need to connect and lift everywhere. "20 feet up in the air here." There's down. I don't know. I can't believe how well it turned out. It looks really, really good. I don't even know if I have to paint it. I'm gonna have to test it, turn the lights off, and put the ambient and accent lighting on and see. Because even with the lights on, you can't really see all the tape and stuff that's connected to it. So I assume when it's dark, probably look even better. Let's find out. Man, I'm debating making my life harder. Do I add little drops of blood onto some of the tips? Do I add maybe a couple more thorns, 10 more, 20, 12 more thorns, but like kind of half the size of those ones? Hey, do I just leave it? It turned out way better than I thought it was going to. And now I just don't know if I can leave it alone. Well, I can hardly believe it, but there it is. Man, it looks amazing. We looked at it with the lights on, with some screens and stuff. We have the hazer machine in here to give some atmosphere. I can't believe how good it turned out. I am super impressed. That's just paper, no structure holding it. It's got 8 points of being anchored into the wall and on the screen that we have up there. Man, that was way harder than it should have been. I probably should have went with pool noodles, but this worked out. And when it's done, I can just take it down, crumple it together, and throw it in the recycling. So thank you, Lord. All right. Good Friday is over. As you can see, crown is gone. It's not exactly gone. It's there. Highly successful. Great compliments, great feedback. It did everything that I wanted it to do as far as setting the atmosphere as soon as you walk into place. And that's what it's about. This is Good Friday at our church, and right away you want to set the atmosphere. You want people to be awestruck at what they're looking at, not because of what I can do or what I can build, but I want them to be able to reflect and feel and see something that just brings them right back to why we're here, why we gather. And that's exactly what it did. Everyone who commented said the same thing. It was just big and impressive, but also that it impacted right away as soon as you walk into place. And so that's what I wanted to do, and hopefully the footage provides you that kind of feeling as well. Would I ever do it again? Yeah, probably. But I got to find a better way, man. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys.